Again, this is the HMS shopping center in Willingboro, and the area that is being taken over by the shopping bag or shopping is this area right here. I apologize for the audio. The wind is blowing pretty hard up here, and it's probably distorting audio a little bit. But this is the area. This section here, that wall and that blue wall in the distance is the ShopRite. Then we have this area on that side of this party wall, and this area on this side of that party wall. Right on over to this party wall. So it's down this wall to the back, across to that area up there, and then right up that back wall to here. That's about 85-90 squares. And as we look at this, we see all kinds of roofing. We've got the original hot roof right here that the modified ran up to and stopped at. You've got silver coated, aluminum coated modified here. And you've got the uncoated modified up here. So let's walk around and see what we can see. This perimeter here is not that good. You've got some flashing problems down here. You can see it's cracked open a little bit. This is just T111 plywood that really needs to be waterproofed or covered with something. That's certainly going to create problems. Down here you can see it's much worse, right in this area. You can see it's warped and susceptible to wind-driven rain, and you got to think this is a problem here. It's just not right. So this area right here, something should be done from that corner right down to where this modified wall begins. Modified wall looks okay coming across. The roofing goes right up to it and it's sealed off. It's not the greatest detail in the world, but it's working. Looks like it's pretty well secure at this point. Moving right on down the back here, we see smooth modified flashing on the wall. And then we have a drain in the back, the far back. This drain has got a sump around it. It's holding some water, and it's been a good several days since it's rained, and we still have some water here, so that's detrimental to the roof. Anything that doesn't evaporate within 48 hours at 70 degrees is considered detrimental to a roof. So you have some standing water here. This drain is higher than the roof. Can you see this? There's a hump here that shows this drain as being higher. And if we look inside the drain, we see that there's standing water in there. So we have a block drain, and we have a drain that's higher than the roof. It's about 3 inches higher, 3 or 4 inches higher than the lowest portion of the roof. This area is a potential disaster. If this should ever start leaking in the middle of the winter, it's going to be very, very difficult to correct this. It's kind of a thing that has the potential to be a very big problem. So this is one red flag right here. You have the first red flag being that wall up there where the T111 is, and this is the second red flag. We move on around the perimeter again. We've got another drain in this corner, which seems to be a little more consistent with the elevation of the roof. And it looks like there's water that actually drains into that one. So it doesn't look great here with the wrinkling, but it looks like it's sufficient. It looks like it's working. Okay, we come up this wall, and we see reasonably tight roofing. I don't think there's a problem with any of this roofing in here. The stanchions and whatnot that are in the middle of the roof, they're not the greatest. They're sealed with roof cement and fabric, and that's not really the correct way of doing things. But it looks like it's got integrity and it's not leaking. Same with this raised curve. It looks secure, looks okay. This unit over here looks like it's okay. The gas line is getting old. It's a rusted gas line. And we just propped it up with some wood here, so hopefully that doesn't become a problem. But it looks to be okay at this point. And we're moving up this center wall again. We're coming to a final penetration, which is just more steel that has a satellite dish attached to it. And you can see that the old gas line has been eliminated here for whatever unit was here. And everything looks okay here. I mean, it's not the greatest, but I don't think it's leaking. And this curb here is not modified. They just ran a modified around the base of it. If you look closely, the modified ends around the base of this, and the old hot roof material is still covering this curb. So you want to make sure that this alligator, you can see the little cracks in it. You just want to make sure that the alligators in this this curb covering doesn't become a problem. That's red flag number 3 there. Now we get all the way up front here on this side of this 80 squares. You got this conduit that just, you know, really something should be done with this. This again is the old hot roof right here. You can see all the alligatoring that's going on here. It's not terribly bad, but it's somewhat of a weak link on this roof. And the fact that it has this conduit that is so haphazardly installed, you got a wire just coming right up through the roof here. Bob Ford would tell you about that one. That's no good. You got this stuff over here. This is not exactly code either. That's just not good there. So something should be done with the conduit that runs across the front of this shopping center. In particular on these 2 stores, if you're getting ready to do something with these 2 stores. So that is the first side of this 80 squares. That's what we see. We have a couple of issues here. We have the T111 siding right in here. We have the drain in the far back corner as a problem. And I guess that's pretty much it as far as concerns. You know, you have a little bit of a concern with this curb here and a little bit of a concern with this conduit out here. As far as roofing goes, you know, it's not terribly detrimental, but by code it's just not right. This just doesn't look like it's safe at all. So those are the 3 or 4 weak links on this side that really should be considered. Now let's take a look at this other side.